It's like doing music. We're punching in.
Right.
Punch in.
That is way. Giants break it wide open as Posey goes way out.
Far out.
Yes. That's great. That's good stuff there.
Never get tired of that.
And you know what the funny thing about that is, as we are back on the special edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show, I'm Dub, that's Mizzle, with our very special guest, Big Benny in the house, Mr. Sullivan. Of course, this is our tribute show to the great Gerald Dempsey Posey III, who at 3 p.m. will officially announce his retirement from Major League Baseball and ending one of the greatest eras of Giants baseball since they moved to San Francisco back in 1958. That little insert right there was from Game 5 of the 2012 Division Series, where one of the rare times you will ever see Buster Posey sit there and admire a home run.
Well, it was work. It was a beautiful thing that happened. I mean, bases loaded.
One to be admired.
That's one that if you'd have bat flipped, that would have been the icing on the cake.
Well, considering that Matt Latos was talking a whole bunch of smack in that series. And then, of course, when Posey made contact, Latos didn't even turn around to look at the ball because he knew he gave up the booty. Now,
with the sound of contact, you already know. When you're outdone, you got outdone.
Oh, yeah.
Pitch, you already know. Just bow down.
You know it immediately.
Yeah. Now, funny thing about that, now, at that time, I was working the 4 p.m. to 12 a.m., 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. shifts. So I knew they were playing the next day. I had forgotten what time it was. So obviously I was sleeping. And the only way I knew the game was on is I'm in my room and all of a sudden I hear mom yelling at the TV.
That's beautiful.
Realizing, oh, they're playing. So I, bust out the room like, oh, it's 6-0? Oh. Posey and a salami. Okay.
Right.
And then that's that. And I mean, all 3 World Series are special.
They're all underdogs in each one.
All underdogs in each one. One of them, they were a wild card team. The last one, 2014. The other 2, we were division winners. But I mean, like I said, they're all special. My favorite one of the bunch is the 2012 bunch, just because of how many elimination games they had to win.
Sweet
and
daddy.
The symbol by Mr. Sullivan showing the 2012. I mean, the fact that of all people, it was Barry freaking Zito that saved the season, because we all know how much maligned Barry Zito was, that he didn't perform up to the contract, and then he comes through in Game 5.
Asked him that year. Every Giant fan asked him that year. I was one of them. I crucified him.
He earned that contract with that playoff performance, period.
Yes.
Hands down.
Money well earned.
Yeah.
Yes. Then, of course, Pablo hits the 3-homer game in Game 1, hitting 2 off of Justin Verlander.
And one of them, Verlander, just did this.
Wow. He's like, what in the bleep?
And we can also say, I know this is the Posey tribute, but let's give a good shout out to Pablo Sandoval, aka the Panda Man. 3 with the Giants, 1 with the Braves. He's only in the class of 3 that has hit 3 home runs in the World Series. And those 2 other names, if you know your baseball history, that says something.
Actually, there's 3. Actually, there's 3 more to the list. 3 more.
Oh, it's Albert Pujols.
Yes.
It's George Herman Ruth.
Yes, it is.
It is Mr. October himself.
Yes, indeed.
And it's aka the Panda.
The Panda, yes. Those 4. Only those 4 men can say they've hit 3 in a World
Solid
Series.
names. Solid names.
Hey, that's elite company.
That's elite company. Before we continue in part 1, because we got cut off, Mr. Sullivan has something that a tidbit that he wants to get off about Buster Posey. So the floor is yours.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say this. You named off all his stats, all the accomplishments. And my favorite stat is he did it all while looking 19 the entire career.
Funny you say that.
Like, can we give the
Because-
man his props for
Did
staying
looked like he
youthful and
never
looking young?
aged. He never aged. And
It's
baseball
funny-
is brutal.
That's why I'm like, he retired. He's fucking 20.
It's funny you say that because, like I was saying in the pre-production meeting, I kept saying, and I'm just right out there, like my mom went on a giant sabbatical after the 2002 World Series, where she was just mad and had just.
Oh, they still ain't found Barry Bonds hitting that World Series.
It's still in the air in Anaheim somewhere. Maybe it's in the Space Mountain Disneyland. I don't know.
Yeah, it got caught up on Space Mountain.
She had went on a giant sabbatical, and it was because of Gerald Dempsey Posey III that she started watching them again. Has been watching them ever since. And her nickname for Posey was Little Boy because he looked like a little boy.
Right.
And
even when he put on the beard, when he had the beard, I'm like, dude, you still look like you're 12.
Right.
Yeah, like facial hair does not work for him. But
it does not.
That is
You know who Babyface is? I thought about it after they showed him through the years. Fucking Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
Freddie Freeman shaves. He looks like a young kid.
Mm-hmm.
You forget that he's been in the league that long.
Mm-hmm.
Well, heck, you could have thought that Joe Panic and Buster Posey were brothers because they dang near looked alike.
Right.
Don't panic.
It's like, is this Posey Jr.?
Right.
But I mean, there are so many things. I mean, we've said so many things over the years about Posey, how he's been the steady hand and how the whole team follows, his lead, like the Autobots follow Optimus Prime and the Decepticons follow Megatron's lead. It's the same thing with Posey. And, to quote on what both of you guys have said, very rarely have you ever seen a pitcher do this to him when he gives down a sign.
No.
Like he gives the sign. It's like, okay, I trust you, Gerald.
Yeah.
And
you don't get it's rare. It's rare that you get that. And I don't know where this team is going to go. I know your man crush is coming up next, Joey Bart. Yes, I was going to say that before this ended.
Here you go.
You knew it was coming. Don't make me go to Stephen A right now. But you knew it was coming.
Hey, it's okay. We've all been awaiting the arrival of this particular Bart train.
Exactly. I mean, but the thing is,
which the marketing division of the Giants better fucking play on that. They already got his picture on one of them.
Right. So,
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Larry Bear is working on something right now as we speak. I'm sure.
But I know that Posey's done, but can we sit here and try to find a way for him to be the catcher coach? Can we get him a contract just to stay with the organization?
I agree. He needs to be a part of the team.
He needs some way, some form, how, just like how Barry Lamar Bonds came in and taught these batters how to hit a little bit, which paid dividends.
Yeah, they need to hire him back.
It paid him a little bit of dividends. No, I kind of like the batting coach they got now because this is the most home runs they didn't hit in a while.
True.
A while. But
I'll say this. If Brandon Belt didn't get hurt, Brandon Belt would have hit 30 plus.
I agree. I agree. But see, let's not talk about Brandon Belt because you already know how I feel about Brandon Belt. The man gives us so much in the regular season.
The cat.
I know.
But can't finish.
Hey, you can't blame him this year.
No, he got literally, it wasn't an injury. It wasn't the headaches. It wasn't nothing that he did in practice. They beamed him this year.
Yeah.
And they were beaming Longoria.
Broke his damn thumb.
And, so they knew what they were doing. They knew 100% Giant team. Brandon Belt, we take out those fucking Dodgers in LA.
Yeah.
Brandon Belt gets us at least one home run that wins the game for us in that series.
True.
But Posey has to find a way to stay with the organization. We need that knowledge. I mean, I know he probably wants to take a break off and go be with family, which is totally deserved. He deserves everything. And there's one thing that Posey will be able to do. He can walk around San Francisco and walk into any store and not have to pull out cash.
He will never pay for any. He will never pay for anything in San Francisco ever again.
Him and Bochy will never have to pay for anything. Oh,
they need to keep making commercials together.
Toyota commercials.
I don't even like Toyota, but those fucking commercials are awesome.
Hey, boo boo,
boo boo.
I just wanted tacos. and kudos to Bochy. As I was listening to Murph and Mac on my way home from work on CanBR, the sports leader. They had mentioned that Bochy was literally on a plane.
Oh yeah, once he found out,
flying in to be a part of this press conference. I mean, just think about all the former teammates that are gonna be there.
Timmy better be there. Timmy better be there.
Timothy Leroy Lincecum, yes,
he better be there.
And
you're the statistician I know that says somebody full fucking name.
How long have I been doing this now? I mean, it's well, maybe with the ball players that we grew up with, but I said this yesterday when I found out the news, which I found out when I woke up because obviously I was knocked out recovering from work. But as I said on my post, I said, retire number 28 now.
Right now. Nobody
else should not ever wear this jersey again. Like I said, this is Posey's jersey. And I wish I had the jersey with the name on it, but they just started that this year because no Giants and Yankees don't put names on their jerseys. It just doesn't happen.
On the home jerseys for the Giants.
Yes. But I wish it was the jersey that had his name on it because I pretty much probably won't break this jersey out, maybe just on Fridays. Because when do we wear the black jerseys? Saturdays. I probably just won't break it out until Saturday. But that needs to go in like right now. Like nobody else should ever wear 28. Nobody. Or 55. Nobody should wear 55 either. I'm sorry. Or 18. I can go down the list. And when Brandon Crawford retires, nobody should wear his number either.
Yeah, there's gonna be plenty of retirements with these particular core Giants.
Like you said, retire. You said earlier, we should enjoy 3-8 right now. Are we?
Yeah.
We should enjoy Brandon Crawford these last 2 years because pretty much I don't think Brandon Belt is going to be on the roster anytime soon because he just can't stay healthy, and I don't see him being there any further.
Well, Belt is a free agent.
Yeah.
Which if he would have stayed healthy for the full year, he would have had a very good walk year, which would have helped him in his contract negotiations. But of course, as we know, the CBA ends in October or ends in December. I beg your pardon.
They're saying there's going to be a lockout.
It's possible, and of course, that would mightily piss me off because, as you know, how much I do love the great game of baseball. But this has been a lingering issue. It's been a problem, and hopefully, like I said, after the '94 strike and cancellation of the World Series, they've been in labor peace since. This is kind of the first CBA I think that Robert Manfred has gone through, and as both of you know, I am not the biggest fan of Robert Manfred. I think he's a freaking idiot. He definitely dropped the ball on the whole Astros and Red Sox sign stealing situation, which I've talked about it ad nauseum. I'm like, okay, yes, maybe not to the degree of what they did, but sign stealing has been going on for baseball since they started playing baseball. It's no secret. With that said, 35, 18, 28, 55, 40, all should be
damn sure 40. Sure 40 for sure. We don't win in Kansas City without 40.
Oh no, not at all.
We don't win it. We don't. If Madison Kyle Bumgarner does not come out in that fifth inning and just tells everybody, sit down,
hold my whiskey.
We don't. What I love about that I know 12 is our favorite because they did so much. They swept, but 14, my man. When you saw Madison walk out that bullpen and everybody in Kansas City lost their breath and they sat down.
Yep. You knew it was over.
The only thing they celebrated was when Bumgarner gave up that base hit. I forgot who was playing center field, who got there quick to get the ball back in.
Gregor Blanca was playing center, and then he let it go by him. And then him and Juan Perez looked like they were playing soccer.
Yeah.
And thankfully, Aaron Gordon, who had a very good career with the Royals, who was a tad bit slow. But I will say this. If the third base coach even would have dared to try and send him, he would have been out. Because
Crawford was going to send that in there.
Because first off, Brandon Crawford was the cutoff man, number one.
Best arm
Number
out there,
two.
shortstop.
You know what kind of arm he has.
Yeah.
And number three, Gerald Dempsey was not going to drop the damn ball.
No, at all.
No.
At all.
But just to see what Madison did, and like I said earlier, Posey came up to him and said, "What you want to throw? You're the man. You tell me what to throw." But that whole stadium was hushed. That's something.
You knew it's over.
What us Giants fans, see, the thing about it is, us Giants fans, I know you can call us homers or whatever we want, but us real Giants fans, we know certain things. We did not see 107 this year. You didn't, I didn't. I saw 72, 75, good. Build on it. 107? Right. I know I wanted Posey to go off with a ring. If we knew this year would have been a little bit more. But I like what he did, though. He waited to the end of the year.
Yeah.
Announced in the middle of the year. It wasn't no hoorah, let's do this for Posey type thing. That's what we say. Can we? This man has been a breath of fresh air since he came and took over the catcher position. Like I'm gonna go off of what B said.
And it was
he never had a problem. And
it was hard because Benji Molina was a very popular Giant amongst Giants fans.
Facts. 100%, bro. 100%, absolutely.
And
love Benji.
Love Benji. Yes.
Benji was beloved, but also at the same time, Benji knew, and God bless him for it. Benji knew that Posey was the heir apparent. He was going to be the man to take over the mantle left by Bonds. I know Lincecum and Kane started it because before Posey got there, 55 was the reason why he came to the ballpark. Oh, who's pitching?
Yeah, the freak was the reason why. Yeah, the freak was the reason why.
5-5's pitching? Oh, okay, let's go. Tickets, let's go.
Oh, when you came home, we're like, we went to a Giants game. Is 5-5 pitching? Well, we got to go to 5-5. I just want to see 5-5. I don't care about anybody else.
Nobody.
and I mean, the game that me and Brian went to back in 2015, fortunately, Madison Kyle was on the mound, and he was doing Madison Kyle things. And like I said, the game that you and I went to, I mean,
you wanted the free.
You and I have been to many games, but like I said, the one game that you and I went to on a Sunday night game, Posey went yard. And of course, you gave one of the greatest sound bites of all time. They lost the game 4-3, and unfortunately, that particular series they got swept. And I was, just like, damn you, Dodgers, fuck y'all. And then here you come, damn them all, damn them to hell. One of the greatest sound bites of all time. Let me tell you.
I say what I feel. And I feel what I say. I'm gonna say it.
But I mean, to piggyback on what you said, though, Mizzle, that is true about Posey because Posey did not want it to be about him because he's never wanted to make it all about him. No. I mean, as much as he probably could talk about himself, which rightfully deserved, it's always been about
the team.
TEAM. Team.
There's no I. You can't spell no team and I. It will never be there. And Posey is the epitome of that.
And how it is with the Warriors with Clay, Dre, and Steph.
That's another subject for another day.
I know, but what I'm saying
there though. You want to go there?
No. What I'm saying is like the chemistry that they had in the locker room, and the great clubhouse atmosphere that the Giants have had with this core for this last decade shows why, I know they don't get the accolades from the national people, but real baseball insiders kind of learn to appreciate them because, they, even during the lean years, they stayed together and they stayed the course, and they thought eventually they were going to get right because the three of us, we were not the biggest fans when Farhan hired Gabe Kapler to take over the management replacing Bochy. We were all furious.
Oh, I text you the moment that I was like, who in the hell and why?
Yeah.
If you know Kapler's backstory, though, that's the only reason why I didn't want him in San Francisco, because our real fans know that doesn't fly in San Francisco, bro.
No. Yeah.
We're a well-respected organization. We don't do things like that.
Right.
So.
But I mean, as they say,
I didn't like Bochy signing either.
No, you did not.
I didn't like Bochy, but
He was like a damn San Diego father, and it took a San Diego father to finally get us over the hump. Like I said, we just wanted to see one in our lifetime. We got 3 in a 5-year span.
What fan base would complain about that? I wouldn't.
None. You can't.
None. Because like we said earlier, they were not supposed to win 3 of the World Series. They've been underdogs every one.
And at least 7 Hall of Famers are going to come out of that.
I can think of 2 for sure.
Oh, I can put 4 on my hand right now. I can put 4.
Who's your other?
Bochy for sure.
Oh, well, of course, yeah.
I'm adding coaches. Bochy.
They need to.
Wody should be going.
Oh, Ron Wodas should
be a Hall of Famer.
So number 1. Ron Wodas is just like the whatever.
Well, him and Tim Flannery for sure.
The Flan Man. The Flan Man. How can you forget about the Flan Man? Sorry, y'all watchers. This episode right here is pure Homer. If you don't like the Giant, and you're not representing with us, then you should not watch this episode because this
ain't for you.
Homer. Yeah.
Or maybe we can educate you on greatness.
Thank you. This is right here is full-blown Homer. There's going to be multiple shows. I mean, even B and Dub are going to have their Niner Homer show, when they're doing good. And I'm going to have you see it.
It'll be a while for that. Don't worry.
Well, I'm just giving the public of what's going down right now. This is
we're trying to win 2 in a row. We're building on that win over the Bears. Yeah, buddy.
Well, no, there's no Kyler Murray, so I gotta see you guys doing something kind of decent with that this weekend. But we'll stay tuned. There will be a football show preview probably tomorrow. So
no Murray, no Watt. I'll take my chances.
And it looked like D-Hop ain't playing either.
I'll definitely take my chances.
Yeah,
all day.
Yeah. W want to get that one.
Speaking of, hold on, I'm sorry. He's back. You said his name.
Who's
all
that?
Day.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
He's back. Just thank you. Thank you.
What did I tell you the other day when he signed that? I was like, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. You guys go ahead. I got to take this call. Keep talking.
Well, while he takes the call,
right.
Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Sullivan. There's many memories we can pinpoint on, but if you have a favorite Gerald Dempsey Posey III memory, what would it be? And I know there's many to choose from.
Well, what game was that? I think it was the Padres game, night game this year. He hit one. Yeah, he hit one in the left. That was right where it was one of my favorite memories from this season period was taking my son to the game against the Brewers, and Taro Estrada hit that home run, and it was like right in front of us.
All I see is this. I'm watching the replay, and all I just see is this big guy in an orange shirt doing this. I'm like, that's my guy.
You already know. You already know. And so when I went to that night game, I was sitting behind the home side and the dugout, the home dugout. And Posey hit one right where I was sitting. And I was like, I remember how far back I was. I was like, holy shit, he crushed that. And of course, had my Buster Posey socks, which I don't have on today yet. I got to find them. But that was probably, and that was this season. But I tend to miss him when I go to games.
Bro, he normally doesn't. He doesn't play when you go.
Yeah, it's like I can never get a Posey game. It was always somebody else. I think I went to 3 games the year he was hurt, and obviously didn't see him then. So that was it, and it was fun because it was a big hit in the game. I don't remember the score, but it put us on the path.
Well, I guess we should have known something special was in the books because I go back to opening day against the Mariners.
Mm.
And it's his first game back after sitting out of COVID. And he goes yard on opening day.
Right.
But the thing about that was it was more towards right center field, which, of course, as we know, when Posey is going good, Posey's going gap to gap and hitting the ball all over the field.
Right.
And as I'm watching this, and as the ball is trajectory, of course, you hear Dwayne Kuiper, he hits it high, hits it deep, it is out of here, this famous home run call. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting there, I'm saying, 2 years ago, Posey would not have been able to do that. I'm like, he has his legs back.
Right.
And I'm thinking, oh boy, this really could be something. Like he's got the legs back. And I mean, there was a couple of home runs that he hit, mainly the one going towards opposite field. And then there was one particular game, I forgot the opponent, but pitcher tried to go inside on him, and he turned his hands and opened up his stance and hit like a 2-iron out of the left field seats. And I'm like, if this was 2 years ago, Posey would have not been able to catch up to that. And I'm thinking, the man has his legs back. One of my favorite Posey memories, I want to say it's the 2016 season. And that was the stretch to where he didn't homer for a while. And then he finally hits the home run. And of course, as he's heading back, he sits down in the dugout, which has also became a tremendous meme and a gif. They put the camera in the dugout. He's like this after he hits a home run against the Cardinals. Like that was a funny moment. But like I said, he very rarely showed emotion because he didn't, he never let the moment get outside him. But I mean, I think about a couple of things where he let it loose. Last game of the season, 2010 against the Padres to win the West, he hits a home run that pretty much clinches the division, and you see him showing emotion. I go back to last season, or go back to the last game of the regular season, needing the win to win the division, and then he starts with that 2-run single, and then you see him fist pumping and yelling and showing emotion. You're like, oh, because we always say if Posey is showing emotion, oh, it's real.
If he's pumped, it's good.
Well, yeah, we saw that in the playoffs this year when he hit that base hit and he got on first base. You saw that emotion in him, like you knew this is the time that it's time for him to play how he played.
Yeah, I mean that's the leader. That's the leader.
Thank you.
The leader. That's what you have to bring if you want to win. You got to bring that steady, calm, like everybody else is going to have. But I mean, your pitchers are always high strung and emotional, and you get a lot of that. Then you've got your random characters throughout every dugout. But I think if you really look at it, most catchers they got one thing in common. They're always that guy that presence. But he zeroes in, and it's okay, hey. He's locked in. I'm going with him. I'm going to war for this guy. Where he goes, I go. And I think you've seen it this year. I think he kind of set the tone for the season with that home run, with just being back, being fresh, healthy, in great shape, focused. Just he was ready to go this year.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, maybe he kind of knew this was going to be it, and I appreciate him for it.
Well, yeah, I love what he did, how he just, like we've been saying, Posey's been a professional since he came into the league, since they brought him up from the farm system. It's like he could have made this year about him.
Yeah.
He literally could have, and we would have embraced him. We'd have been like, you know what? Everything in that stadium would have been about Posey. And we know that because we love the man.
Right.
But like we said, kudos to him because
it's not what he does.
Right. He put the team first. I'll announce it at the end of the year after everything is smoothed out and we did what we did. I guess he wanted to see how this run of this year could have been for him. Hell of a run. 107 games, almost got to the thing. So just what an unbelievable player this man has been, you know, just to sit here and watch and marvel and watch how he came from the farm system all the way up.
Yeah.
Like we said, it's rare that you see somebody retire with the team they start with. It's all sports.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Very happy league.
Yeah. He could have went anywhere when his contract came up. He could have went to the Yankees and tried to win one. He could have went, you know, to the Red Sox, but no, he's stuck in San Francisco, bread and butter.
I love
it.
You can't do nothing but love him for it.
Respect him. And I wish Pablo could have did the same thing, but I understand the situation with Pablo, you know. So
well, as long as nobody goes back and finds the video of me cussing him out for leaving.
Well,
I think we all did.
It was a famous rant in my life, that's for sure.
I think we all gave.
It was, but he realized that it was wrong of him, and he came back, and he made himself, he made himself lovable with the fans again.
Yeah,
we're not
we
like
took him back.
We're not like Philly fans. I know I'm part of that fan base as well with basketball, but we will give you shit. We will, as Giants fans. But if you come back and you humble yourself like Pablo did, all is forgotten. All is forgotten.
As a San Francisco fan base, I mean, hell, we took in Richard Sherman. We took in Richard Sherman, and I don't think anything says love and like redemption like that.
Well, there's only one person that is playing the city that still gets no love, and that is AJ Brzezinski.
Oh, he can go.
Oh yeah.
Him. Let me rephrase that. Two people, him and Armando Benitez.
Oh, for that stupid ass base running he did?
No, Armando Benitez was a pitcher.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought you were talking about the player that did that stupid ass running and base. I'm like, why is he on base?
No, that would be Roberto Rivera.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait.
Ran a hook route, then went to go run the slant, then turned around and did the hokey pokey, and turn yourself around. And
I have to look that up. I did not know we had a player named Roberto Rivera. That's hilarious.
It's either Roberto Rivera or Ruben Rivera, but I know his last name is Rivera.
I think it was Ruben Rivera.
I want to go with Ruben. I think it was Ruben. I think it's Ruben because if we had a Roberto,
I was like, wait, we had a Roberto.
We have a Berto in our family already. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I was about to go find a jersey.
So we gave our while you were taking a business call, me and Brian gave our favorite Posey moments, which is very hard to choose because there's so many. For you, Mizzle, what's your favorite standout or favorite Buster Posey moment for you?
I'm just gonna go back and piggyback off the Buster hugs, man. There's nothing better than when you know that, because when you saw those, that means something went well. Something special happened.
We just added hardware.
Right. Something in
or somebody threw a no.
Yeah, something spectacular. So when you saw that, but I think the best one was the Kansas City when Madison Kyle came out there and Posey. You saw the emotion, like you just said earlier. Posey doesn't show emotion that much. It's professional. Yeah, we came and did a job.
I also think he was also very drained too, because that was a very was a very grueling 7-game series.
Yeah, but you saw how when he flicked that mask off and he just threw it off, and it just the embrace that he came up and gave Madison, and who would thought that would have been their, the last good time that they would have with each other. But I just want to say that the Buster hugs, because we're not going to get that anymore. That's something that's never going to be replicated, because no other catcher do that. So all the Buster hugs we got from Lincecum's no to Kane's perfect game to the World Series hugs to the playoff
Chris Heston's no-hitter against the Mets in 2015.
Just everything. And let's just take a more of a note that everything that was good for the Giants, Posey was right there in the middle of it.
There's a reason.
Yeah,
A,
you know what I'm saying? It's a reason, you know.
a
So
tremendous big part of it.
you know, so
It's almost kind of like what Martian Manhunter said in an episode of the Justice League when they were mourning the death of Superman. When he said, just how many times that we just had the chance to win just because he was there, and that's how I would feel about Posey. How many games they won simply because 28 was in the lineup, behind the plate, in the squad, throwing down the signs.
You have
And
to
I
be
mean,
to know what we mean when we say that.
And I mean, I also I was listening to Mike Kruko's interview to Murphy Mack today, and he just said, you know what? It's just the day where you can just, toast a Posey, just hoist up your glass or your can or whatever you got, and just,
Amazing,
tip
amazing.
your glass and tip your cap.
I know we're winding down and we're getting to the last few minutes before we depart and everything on this video. But let's just also say that, man, we've had one hell of a ride being Giants fans. We have been on multiple roller coasters. We should easily be celebrating 4, maybe 5. Dusty Baker cost us 1. But as we end, let's just one time for Gerald Dempsey III.
Get my orange drink.
And as E40 would say, there's only one Buster I trust.
His name is Posey.
His name is Buster Posey. Here.
Well, as excited as I was for the core of Kane, Lincecum, Bumgarner, Pablo, Posey, and Crawford and that particular nucleus, I'm definitely looking forward to the next nucleus of Bart, Elliot Ramos.
You said it, not me.
Marco Luciano, Hunter Bishop. I'm really excited for this next core of Giants, the farm system, and hopefully they can duplicate what the last era has. And like I said, now it's all about appreciating